My name is Jamie Bowen. I'm the Transportation Manager at the City of Surrey. I'm here at 64 Avenue and 180 Street, where we've had resident complaints about the ability for them to cross 64 Avenue. This issue has been raised to the city approximately a year and a half ago. It's a very complicated location. We undertook studies to determine the need for a special crossing and the particulars of it. Unfortunately, there's a crest vertical curve, a hill, right prior to this intersection, which creates safety concerns. The number of students crossing the location to the school warranted a pedestrian crosswalk, but nothing more than that. However, from an engineering perspective, we didn't consider that that would be safe. We were worried that we would be increasing the risk to the students crossing the street. So over the period of time, we've been looking at alternative solutions. The issue with pedestrian overpasses, particularly in a situation like this, is that the time for somebody and the effort to go up and over a road and back down, particularly when it's a simple 2-lane road or even a 4-lane road often, they aren't willing to take that extra time and effort, and so they will go across at grade anyway. It can be particularly an issue with younger people. The second side of it is a cost factor. The cost of installing a pedestrian overpass here would probably be in the order of $1.5 million to $2 million. It also would have impacts to the immediate residents surrounding there. So we didn't believe that that was an appropriate solution. We have concluded that the only safe method of dealing with it is putting in a full pedestrian signal. And so that is what we are proposing to move forward with. However, even with a pedestrian signal, there are still concerns in terms of back up towards the hill and vehicles having enough warning to see pedestrians and the signal crossing. So in order to deal with that, we're going to do a special signal where we will put advanced warning flashers up the hill so that drivers will be pre-warned. As well, we're going to put in a system that detects any queue back of traffic so that we don't have vehicles after the signal has stopped. There may still be a queue of vehicles. We want to ensure people coming over the hill are forewarned that there is still a queue. It has been a challenging project in that, as I was noting before, the volumes of the pedestrians going across, the complications of the profile of the road make it quite a complicated location. The signal will occur right at this intersection. You can see the crosswalk on this side. The advanced warning flasher will be at the top of the hill so that drivers are forewarned. We are looking to have this installed by before Christmas. There can be complications. We could have weather issues. We could have design complications. But that is our definite target. We are trying to get this in before December. Interim measures that we are taking, we will be putting concrete barrier along the edge of the road immediately in advance of this intersection. And the idea of that is to prevent vehicles from pulling around stopped or slowing vehicles at the intersection, which will then protect children that are waiting to cross the street. And that will be occurring imminently, probably next week. In addition, we are asking parents and the school to, until we get the new measures in, to be supervising their children and providing assistance in crossing this street. If we just come up this way here, just up, you see you have a gravel shoulder here, and what we've observed is that when vehicles are turning here or slowing to let somebody cross, we're sometimes seeing vehicles pull over into the gravel area to bypass them, not realizing why the vehicle may be stopping, and that is putting pedestrians at risk. By putting barrier along, we have bicycle lanes along the shoulder, so we won't be putting the barriers on the pavement, but we will be putting on the gravel just behind the pavement, and that will prevent vehicles from going past a stopped vehicle. At this point, we weren't intending to put barrier on that side because the approach is the location where you need to prevent the cars from going past. But that is something, as we go forward, we will look at that to see whether there is merit in also putting some additional works there. And because we can't get this new pedestrian signal in till likely just before Christmas, as an interim measure to look at whether we can improve the safety, we'll be looking at the signal timings to the west and to the east of this intersection to see if we can create greater gaps to create a safer crossing opportunity for the pedestrians. We'll be meeting with the school PAC on November 9th to go through our plans, get any other further input from them and explain the situation, and also try to get the school and the parents involved in the entire process.